Hello, the Romany Rye back again. Yesterday there, I said I think it brought me up to when I was about 12-year-old, but it wouldn't. It's about 10-year-old. Now, one Sunday morning, went down to see me granny down Lanner, my mum's mum. Anyway, seen her and off we set. We was on the way down, actually on the way down to see Aunt Liza and Uncle Artie, my mum's sister. So he gets up at the top of Rough Street, and there was like a T-junction. And as we got up there, my Uncle Tommy Matthews was up there with a red and white pony cob. So I was mad after this horse. So anyway, he was a little picture. Me father turned round and bought off Uncle Tommy. Now, my father was mad keen, my father and mother was mad keen on me learning to ride, as they put it then, properly. So they sent me to a place called Etherunts, and I got all the documentation for this, so there's no shit. So I learnt to ride, and ended up winning a lot of stuff with this little pony in gymkhanas and showing and what have you. So I went from Etherunts then, because horses really was my father's passion. He loved them. And by this time, we'd got several horses there. And a funny little story about that, because at that time we was going up to a place called Five Lanes Wholesale and buying horses off the moors. Now, this particular Sunday, my father had a Threepenny Bit BMC, which my Uncle Tony Lewis built the box on the back. All brand new. So me, Uncle Joey, me, and Uncle Joey's oldest gal, Nation, was on the way up to Ernie Wadge's up on the moors. So Nation was partially deaf, but she could ride, I tell you though. She could fucking ride anything. And fight too. Anyway, on the way up now, Uncle Joey said to Nation, this is a true story, Nation said, when we gets into Mrs. Wadge's in a minute, because we knew what we was going to get before we got there. Because when you went up to their places up on the moors, the woman in the house made you a spread. You had scones, sandwiches, pasties, cakes, tea, whatever you wanted was all put out on white tablecloths in the kitchen. Anyway, Uncle Joey said to Nation just before we got there, Nice, when we get in there in a minute, and I think you've had enough to eat, he said, I'm going to tap you on the leg under the table. She said, all right, Dad, all right. So we gets in there, sitting around the table. Mrs. Wadge made us welcome. Come in, my darlings, my handsome, come in. Anyway, in we goes and sits down. Now, they had collies, because they were doing the sheep, and they'd round the horses up for you, these dogs would. Anyway, we gets in at the table, sits down, and we were sitting down there, and Mrs. Wadge is pouring the tea out, blah, blah, blah. And Nation is there dicking at the food, just like me, we're dicking at the scran, waiting for somebody to start so we can have something, see? So anyway, the collie dog went under the table and rubbed against Nation's leg, bumped her leg over. So Mrs. Wadge said, everybody start, eat. So Nation didn't take nothing, nothing. She said to Nation, "Come on, my dear, come on." Help yourself. She said, "No, thank you, no, thank you. I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry." And Uncle Joey was looking at her, making eyes at her. Anyway, she burst out crying, got up and run out. Uncle Joey went out after her, and she told him what happened, and he come in with a fucking great grin over his face, and she sat down and started to eat some stuff, but she thought that her father said no, because the juk touched her on the leg, and that's the true story. Now he's in up Wadgies now, and everything you said to him, no matter what it was, he'd always say, "That's right, that's right." Where the horses to, Ernest? Yeah, over in the bottom field. Yeah, that's right, that's right. Anyway, we all squeezed in this fucking lorry, right, and there was no room. Uncle Joey was halfway on the bonnet, I was on the bonnet, Nation was down on the floor, and Ernest was halfway on the seat with the door open. Anyway, he got in the lorry, and within 2 minutes he reeled, and it absolutely stunk. So, this was the standing joke all the way home. Uncle Joey said, "Fucking hell, Ernest, you fucking shit at me." "Yeah, that's right, that's right." And he said like that, and everybody burst out laughing. Oh, it was funny. It was funny. But, yeah, we always used to go up 5 lanes markets and buy a few horses, colts and suckers and that, and bring them home. That's what we all done. All the travellers from down there. You see them all up there. And they all be in the kitchen there. Pub right in the square, and the horse market down on the right. Yeah, that's what it was like. Anyway, going back to this riding, so my father sent me over to Heather Hunt's, who was a strict woman, to teach you. Then you had to join the pony club, and then you had all sorts of events. I got all the photographs in the albums, which I'll put up, show everybody. Anyway, I got on really well. So she sent me for grading. So I passed the grading. Now, my mother had a horse called Eyelight. It was a big, well, not a big cob, but 13-2, 14 hands. And my mother looked after this horse like a baby. Anyway, I went showing, and my mother used to boil the linseed up, feed that horse twice a day, regular fresh water twice a day. Anyway, that horse really wasn't good enough. So my father said to me, "We're going to go down to Nanturian riding stables, Pam and Tom Reed." So it goes down there, and this is what happened on the first day. I walks in there with my father, and there was a young Ratley there, oofing the shit out the stable. I said to my dad, "I won't be doing that." She turned around and he looked at me. She said, "You will be doing that, else you don't come here." So I thought to myself, yeah, Dory, let's fuck that. Anyway, my father said to her, "I want you to find me the best show pony you can find for," I don't know how much money it was. So they went away and they bought this pony and brought it back down. But it was a kicker. And my father, Tommy, and my grandfather had 3 brand new transits on the same day. There was 2 transit vans and a transit 30 in the weight truck, all from Phillips and Geach, green in colour. I got the photographs today when they turned up in the yard that day. Anyway, my father went out and bought a brand new Rice horse box to go behind this van. So Pam and Tom Reed brought this mare down, and she was all right, but if you was moving, you was all right, but as soon as you stopped, she started kicking. This is God straight me dead as I'm telling you now. She kicked my father's brand new horse box to pieces. A brand new rice box. Kicked it to pieces. And that was down on Scurrier Crossroads, right beside what was Crossroads Motel. kicked the box to pieces. It was matchwood. Anyway, got the fucking thing out the box. Rung up Pam and Tom. Down they come. With another lorry. And Tom Reed was a man for a joke. And he would always singing, "Do not forsake me, oh my darling," no matter what happened. Because Pam used to give him fuck, because wherever he went, he was always on the lush. Anyway, loaded this mare back up. Anyway, we were showing this mare for quite some time, and it wasn't really working out. So Pam Reed said to me one day, she said, "You know why we're not winning with this mare, don't you?" I said, "No." She said, "It's your fault." I said, "My fault?" "Yeah," she said. So once you've done your display, at the end of the display, you're supposed to drop the reins, not completely, but let the reins go slack down on the horse's withers and stretch gallop. She said, you're not doing it right. She said, "Today, I want you to drop the reins down on that mare's withers and let her go completely." I said to myself, fuck me, this mare's going to kill Mandy. She takes off the way she do. Anyway, I was going around and doing a figure of eight, dummy figure of eight, flying changes in the middle, and all the fucking rest of it. Anyway, come to the final bit now where I had to let her gallop. Fuck me, gallop, she did all right. She took off and galloped straight towards the edge. I thought to myself, I've got to jump off. So I didn't, but she stopped. So next time out, we started winning. Now, if you want to look up the county show records, Royal Cornwall, I went to Abergavenny, I went to Mid Devon, all they shows which was county qualifiers, you'll see that I won them all over a period of time. So that qualified me for Wembley. So Pam and Tom Reed, we was going to go to Wales. So we gets to where we was to in Wales, and the mare started kicking. Kicked the fucking lorry all over the road. Anyway, old Tom got hurt. So he come back to Pam. He wouldn't drop the ramp. He said, "That fucking thing," he said, this mare, "he's kicked my fucking lorry," he said. Anyway, me and Pam, we were supposed to be going into this guest house. Me and Pam Reed slept up on the fucking calf box in the lorry to try and keep the mare quiet. Anyway, next morning, he drops the ramp, gets all this fucking mare. Out she comes from the fucking box like a loony bin. I think she must have been, she was a Welsh Hackney Cross, I think. Anyway, went up there and we won. So we was going to go then to Wembley. So we gets up there the day before. Gets up there, parks up, brings the mare out, goes in the collecting ring. Pam's in there giving me fucking few last minute instructions. And the mare took off, but this time she bucked. Bucked and bucked and bucked. I did stick to her, but couldn't settle her down no more. So as far as we got was the collecting ring. Couldn't settle her down. But I did qualify for Wembley. And I haven't got the rosettes now, it's too long ago, but I got the photographs to prove it. By that time I was getting a bit iffy about riding. I wanted an old cob or something like that, you know. And in the end, my father gave that mare to Pam Reed. And I took Gavin, my nephew, down to see this Ratley. And I said to the Ratley, I said, "Tell Gavin here," I said, "what I've done in the riding job." And Gavin was amazed. And everything I told him was the truth. So one of these days when I get with Gavin, he'll confirm it. But yeah, that was the horse days on the circuit. But I lost interest, to be honest. You might think about girls and this, that, and the other. So I went from about 10, I suppose, to 13 riding the horses. And but my father was still mad on it, see. And by this time, my father was off and on quite sick, really. And things was never the same after he had his first heart attack, really. I think my mother felt a bit trapped as well. Because it was never the same. But then my father, because he wasn't absolutely 100% fit, he used to have a lot of the Teagles. They had a lot of parts that was maybe a quarter inch out or the hole drilled in the wrong place or whatever. So my father put all these fucking machines together. Manure spreaders, cement mixers, edge cutters. He had a good trade selling to the farmers. All brand new machines. He even had to paint them up. The right colours. And the stickers. Anyway. My father tended to lean towards a bit of farming, although he was obviously still in the scrap trade. That was his hobby. He loved to keep bullocks. And one time there, he was running about 40 to 50 bullocks. Yeah, he even rented more ground. And I'll never forget it. This is a funny story. We had some stables down the bottom end of the yard. And because obviously we didn't have so many horses then, he put these bullocks in the shed. Well, he fed these bullocks that much, we couldn't get them back out the shed. So we had to knock the doors down to get them out. So my father's brother, Harry, because we're all the same. All of us Werelot is the same regarding longtails, rats. Trash the life of them. So anyway, the dung in the shed was up. Oh, it must be 2 or 3 feet. But right beside there where these bullocks was all the feed bins. So it was boiling in there. So my father said to Harry, we got to open these double doors up and we're going to have to get the tractor with the 4-loader and start taking the dung out so the bullocks can come out. Anyway, as Harry walked in to turn around to undo these 2 double doors, my father been a touching on the back of the leg with a broom handle, like it was something running up his leg. Oh, he jumped up feet, banged his head on the galvanised roof, and definitely knocked himself out. So there was mutinies up over that, but we was outside laughing, see. Anyway, my father went on and he rented some more ground, and yeah, he had a fair old bullocks. And he was going on making these Teagle fucking things up because he had all the parts. And Tommy used to get hurt. Although everything my father bitten or got rid of, Tommy and my grandfather always had their share. No matter what it was. So there was a field down the back of Ellerbank, about 2 acres. And it was landlocked. Couldn't get into it. Nobody could get into it because we owned all the land around it. But down the bottom end is where Uncle Tommy Matthews used to live and his mother. And it was said that Uncle Tommy owned the field. But there was controversy over the deeds and what have you. Anyway, for some reason, Ronnie Osborne said he owned the field. Anyway, my father dealt for the field. I don't know what he dealt. 4 or 5 edge trimmers, all brand new yaks, to go on the back of a tractor. Tegel tip mix, cement mixers, manure spreaders, all brand new stuff. Old Ronnie Osborne was a bit of an agricultural dealer up in the village. Anyway, he sold the field to my father. So that meant that the scrapyard could be broken into to make it bigger. So there was a hole cut in the edge and down through it went. So my old grandfather, he used to like peacocks. So my mother couldn't abide them. So I'll tell you about that one a bit later on, but she couldn't abide the peacocks. So, like I said, the business went on and on. My father went into the horse business and I went into riding. I was trained proper and I can still ride today. Nothing mad, but put a good cob there, safe cob, and I can ride no problem. You never forget how to ride a horse properly. So I had a few driving cobs. My father had a few driving cobs, and that's how it went on. So I think that's a little installment over for a minute, and for now it's bye-bye from the Romany Rye.